15, 16, and 17. All of three. And actually 14 is also part of it, which govern two powder vessels. That means two unhampered vessels. So we're starting off with rule 15. सबसे पहले. Can somebody just read rule 15 for me, please?
The rule 15 crossing situation. Shall I read?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
When two power-driven vessels are crossing, so as to involve risk of collision, the vessel which has the other on her own starboard side shall keep out of the way and shall, if the circumstances of case admit, avoid crossing ahead of the other vessel.
Okay. Now just see what it says. Two powered vessels are crossing so as to involve risk of collision. So ROC is yes. So they have to be crossing each other. That means their paths must cross ahead of each other. That is a crossing. Their paths must cross ahead of each other. Then only will the risk of collision exist. So the risk of collision is a yes. The one which has the other on a starboard side. So the one which has the other on a starboard side. Shall, matlab mandatory hai. So he'll become the giveaway basically. And therefore, he shall keep out of the way. So he's a giveaway. He has to keep out of the way. It is his duty to keep clear. It is his duty to keep clear. And shall, again mandatory hai. If the circumstances of the case admit. Mandatory hai. Okay. Avoid, matlab shall not. Shall not cross ahead. तो ये समझ आ गया? Is the rule clear now?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now
Sir,
if I give you,
point 3 अगला बताओ.
हाँ जी.
ये थर्ड नंबर पे क्या है सर, वो क्लियर नहीं हो रहा है.
Point number 3 is, वो कहता है, and the vessel which has the other on her starboard side shall keep out of the way. मतलब is the giveaway vessel. Is the giveaway vessel. So therefore, if I have a vessel like this, situation A, and this is B, then A becomes the giveaway. He has a duty to keep clear. And he shall not cross ahead of B. So what will A do? A will alter course to starboard. Can A alter course to port? The answer is no. Because if he's altering course to port, he is giving an intention to B that I want to cross ahead of you. So therefore, A cannot alter course to port. A cannot maintain course. ये भी allowed नहीं है. A can only go to starboard. So that is what the rule is all about. Is rule number 15 clear to everybody?
Clear, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Rule number 16. Okay, go ahead with rule number 16, please.
Rule number 16 is action by giveaway vessel. Every vessel which is directed to keep out of the way of another vessel shall, so far as possible, take early and substantial action to keep well clear.
Okay, बड़ा छोटा रूल है, लेकिन इतना इसका मीनिंग डेप्थ में है कि समझना बहुत जरूरी है. ये कहता है कि vessel A, which is directed by these rules as per rule 15 to keep out of the way, shall take early and substantial action. That means ASAP action, as soon as possible action, जल्दी action. ये कह रहा है उसको. मतलब इसने A के ऊपर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी थोप दी है पूरी कि भैया तेरे को जल्दी एक्शन लेना है. यू कैन नॉट से मैं लास्ट मिनट में एक्शन ले लूंगा जब मैं उससे 1 माइल की दूरी पे हूं. So that is not a जल्दी action. So when is A supposed to take action? When he first sights B and he determines कि risk of collision है, he is supposed to take action. तो अगर 12 माइल पे उसको देख लेता है और उसको चेक कर लेता है कि risk of collision है, तो 12 माइल पे उसकी रूल 16 की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी चालू हो जाती है. तो इस रूल की अहमियत बहुत है, बिकॉज ये डिटरमिन करता है, सबसे पहले ब्लेम डालता है ए के ऊपर. फर्स्ट ब्लेम गोज ऑन ए. ऑलराइट, Let's go to rule number 17. All right, please read rule 17.
Rule 17 is action by stand-on vessel.
Okay.
Point A, first point, it says, when one of the two vessels is to keep out of the way, the other shall keep her course and speed.
Okay. तो बड़ा क्लियर है ये रूल. ये कहता है कि जब A एक्शन ले रहा है तो B will be the stand-on vessel and he will maintain his course and speed. So vessel B is the stand-on vessel and he will maintain his course and speed. So that is his first action. Next line.
Second point, the later vessel may, however, take action to avoid collision by her maneuver alone, as soon as it becomes apparent to her that the vessel required to keep out of the way is not taking appropriate action in compliance with this rule.
Okay. Okay. अब ये कहता है the latter vessel. कौन सा vessel है भाई? A या B? Latter vessel.
B sir, B.
Is everybody okay with this? Vessel B की बातें हो रही हैं.
Yes.
ये former vessel है, ये latter vessel है. The latter vessel may, however, may मतलब shall take action to avoid collision by her maneuver alone. Okay. As soon as it becomes apparent to her that the vessel required to keep out of the way is not taking appropriate action. मतलब जब B को पता चला कि A एक्शन नहीं ले रहा है तो B को कब पता चलेगा? B जब साउंड करेगा 5 short and rapid blasts. He'll sound 5 short and rapid blasts. And this is as per which rule?
34D.
Absolutely right. Very good. So he'll sound 5 short and rapid blasts as per 34 delta. Maneuvering and warning signals. Remember, rule number 34, maneuvering and warning signals is only in good visibility, not in RV. जब इसको पता चला, इसने साउंड किया 5 short and rapid blast, A अभी भी एक्शन नहीं ले रहा. अब इसको कंफर्म हो गया कि A एक्शन नहीं लेगा. तो vessel B will become a giveaway vessel and will take action by her maneuver alone. Maneuver alone का क्या मतलब है? Maneuver alone का मतलब है alteration of course only or reduction of speed only. ये मतलब है maneuver alone का. Is this okay with everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Next line.
Part B, when from any cause the vessel required to keep her course and speed find herself so close that a collision cannot be avoided by the action of given vessel alone, she shall take such action as will best aid to avoid collision.
अब ये क्या लाइन कहती है? This basically ये जो लाइन है, this is giving you what is called as definition of close quarter situation. So how do you define a close quarter situation? It is that situation when you are so close that collision cannot be avoided by the action of one vessel alone. That situation is called as a close quarter situation. So 17 Bravo defines what is called as a close quarter situation in direct way. वहां पे लिखा नहीं है ये close quarter situation है, but ये उसकी definition दे रहा है. So how do you define close quarter situation? It is that situation when you find yourself so close that action by one vessel alone is not sufficient enough to avoid collision. You need action by both the vessels. Is that okay? Okay. इसी लाइन में एक पॉइंट और बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है. ये कहता है if the collision cannot be avoided by the action of the giveaway vessel alone, she मतलब B, vessel B will take such action as will best aid to avoid collision. तो ये कहता है such action by Bravo as will best aid to avoid collision. Best aid to avoid collision. Now my question to the class, everybody. अगर मैं इस लाइन को पढ़ूं, such action by B, मतलब अब B वेट कर रहा था A की कि तो A एक्शन लेगा, उसने नहीं लिया. अब वो इतनी पास आ गया है B के कि कोलिजन होने वाला है. तो उस वक्त क्या बी इस लाइन को यूज करके एंटी आरओआर एक्शन ले सकता है? बिकॉज इट सेज सच एक्शन एज वेल बेस्ट एड टू अवॉइड कोलिजन। तो क्या बी एंटी आरओआर जा सकता है टू अवॉइड कोलिजन?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
तो you are driving your car or mobile on the road, okay, and आप जा रहे थे अपनी लाइन पे, अपने ट्रैक पे जा रहे थे, अपनी रोड पे थे, अपनी साइड पे थे, तो टक्कर हो रही है, अपनी साइड पे कार चला रहे हो, तो क्या उस वक्त आप उस टक्कर को बचाने के लिए एंटी मोटर व्हीकल रूल्स जा सकते हो?
हाँ जी।
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
हाँ सर।
सर जा सकता है अगर वो कोई अनदर क्लोज क्वार्टर सिचुएशन क्रिएट नहीं करता है, किसी अदर वेसल या फिर कोई और सिचुएशन।
इसमें ये लिखा हुआ है, इसमें
सर
लिखा
यहाँ
है,
पे नहीं।
यहाँ तो लिखा हुआ है सच एक्शन एज वेल बेस्ट एड टू अवॉइड कोलिजन। मैं अपनी लेन में जा रहा था, टक्कर हो रही थी, मैं मोटरसाइकिल चला रहा था, अब मैं जंप करके स्पीड ब्रेक, वो जो साइड में डिवाइडर है, डिवाइडर से करके मैं दूसरी साइड पे चला जाता हूँ, और इससे को अपने मेरे को बचाना है क्योंकि यहाँ से टक्कर हो रही है मेरी।
Sir, it should be close to these rules.
सो बेसिकली यू ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड। सो इसी पॉइंट को लेके बड़ी डिबेट हुई। तो 90s में क्या हुआ कि 80s में 90s में लॉट ऑफ वेसल्स सेड कि ये जो सच एक्शन लिखा है इसका मतलब है मैं बी में हूं, मैं कोई भी एक्शन ले सकता हूं। ओके, सो दे इंटरप्रेटेड दैट सच एक्शन बाय बी is equal to any action by B to avoid collision. Okay, and they went ahead, कुछ भी किया इसने, इसने हार्ड अपोर्ट दे दिया, इसने हार्ड अपोर्ट दे दिया, इसने लास्ट मिनट पे ये जागा, इसने हार्ड स्टार्ट दिया, ये कहता है भैया मैं तो आर कर रहा हूं, अब तो ये लेट लतीफ है, तो लास्ट मिनट पे ये जागा, इसने स्टार्ट गया, ये पोर्ट गया, टक्कर हो गई। तो कोर्ट ऑफ इंक्वायरी केम अप, दे सेड such action is not equal to any action by B, it is equal to action as per ROR only। ये समझ में आया कि सच एक्शन को हमने इंग्लिश की लैंग्वेज का सच नहीं लेना कि भैया कोई भी एक्शन ले लो, नहीं, एक्शन मस्ट बी एज पर ROR ओनली। यू कैन नॉट यूज योर ओन इंटरप्रिटेशन एंड से सच एक्शन मींस एनी एक्शन, नो, इट इज एक्शन एज पर ROR। ये क्लियर है? 17 ब्रावो का मतलब?
Yes, sir.
ऑलराइट, किसी को कोई डाउट प्लीज आस्क। नो डाउट, ऑलराइट, लेट्स मूव ऑन नेक्स्ट।
Part C. A power-driven vessel which take action in crossing situation in accordance with the subparagraph Part A second of this rule to avoid collision with another power-driven vessel shall, if the circumstances of case admit, not alter her course to port for a vessel on her port side.
ऑलराइट, वेरी सिंपल, चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए, ये जहाज पोर्ट नहीं जाएगा, तो किधर जाएगा? ये स्टार्ट जाएगा। इज इट ओके? So 17 Charlie is very clear. Bravo. Do not alter course to port or a vessel on your own port side. B shall not alter course to port. That means he will really go, he will alter course to starboard. Is that okay? Okay. So basically the rule is very clear in फंडा कि ये जो है ये मेरी ग्रीन साइड है। क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ पे मेरी ग्रीन लाइट है और ये मेरी रेड लाइट है। सो जो मेरी साइड लाइट्स हैं ग्रीन एंड रेड, they are indicator to me as a watchkeeping officer कि मैं किस साइड जा सकता हूँ। That is why it is green because it indicates to me, the watchkeeping officer of own ship, which is the side I can go. I can look at my own light and alter towards that side. Similarly, इसका भी ये ग्रीन साइड है और इसका ये रेड साइड है, तो ये लाइट्स इसलिए ग्रीन और रेड बनी है ताकि वो मेरे को इंडिकेट करें कि मैं किस साइड जाऊं। Is it okay? And that is how they are called as rules of the road. ये road क्या है? ये road से pick up करे गए थे. So roadways had green and red in those days. So these were the lights, green and red. That is how they were picked up. हाँ जी. Any doubts? Anybody has 15, 16, 17?
सर 17 पार्ट 2 में सर स्पीड रिड्यूस करना जरूरी है, इंक्रीज नहीं कर सकते?
Increase तो कभी भी नहीं कर सकते. Increase of speed is never allowed. Why? Because you are as per safe speed of rule 6. You can never increase speed to avoid collision.
Sir, but safe speed doesn't mention ना कि कितनी speed होनी चाहिए.
Correct. But at the same time, it does not mention that you can increase speed. It should be
Sir,
safe
but
enough. It should be safe enough. It should be safe enough. And by increasing speed, your TCPA decreases. So that is never a desirable thing in collision avoidance. So long as you are able to increase your TCPA, that is desirable. But increasing of speed is never an option.
सर हम स्पीड डिक्रीज तो कर सकते हैं ना और लेटर पास.
Correct, कर सकते हो. But is it practical when you are at sea and you are in heavy fuel oil?
Yes sir.
So can you decrease your speed instantly? कितना टाइम लोगे आप? Yes or no?
सर डिपेंड्स कि क्या स्पीड हम कर रहे हैं और कितना टाइम लगेगा डिक्रीज करने.
हाँ. तो
इंजन पे भी काफी इफेक्ट पड़ेगा.
engine effect is not the important thing. What is important is what is practical. जब collision avoidance की बात आती है, तो what is more practical is what you have to take. And alteration of course is the most practical solution.
Yes.
हाँ जी.
इसी सिचुएशन में जैसे अपना वेसल बी था, अगर उसके स्टार्बोर्ड साइड में वो ना जा सके यानी रीजन पे कोई वेसल आया ऊपर,
तो then he will reduce speed. Then he will reduce speed. तो B अपना reduce speed करेगा. और कुछ? Okay. So let's come to these cases now. So we're coming to case number 1. So all the cases that we are doing are in open sea, good visibility, no other traffic. Open sea, good visibility, no other traffic. Case 1. So A, B. Your vessel is A, own vessel. This is target vessel. 5 miles off. What will be your first action? Take series of consecutive visual compass bearing. Take series of consecutive visual compass bearing from bridge wing repeaters. Take series of consecutive visual compass bearing from bridge wing repeater. What is the meaning of series? What is series?
So number of observations, sir.
Correct. How many number? More than equal to 3. 2 is not a series. 3 or more is series. 3 or more is series. What is the meaning of consecutive?
One after the other.
No.
Time gap is
Equal interval. If I take a bearing now, I take another bearing after 1 minute. My third bearing should be after 1 minute. That is consecutive. If I take a bearing now, I take my next bearing after 1 minute, and I take my third bearing after 2 minutes, then that is not consecutive. Is it okay? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Visual compass bearing. Visual, no radar bearing. It should be visual. And where should you take it from? Bridge wing repeater. Next. The purpose is to determine risk of collision. The purpose is to determine ROC. Let us say ROC is yes. Let us say ROC is yes.
These bearings cannot be taken from the bridge center repeater?
No, cannot be. You cannot take them from the center console.
Why?
Why? Anybody wants to answer? Why I can't take them from the bridge console? Give me 7 reasons. Why? Give me 7 reasons. I need 7 reasons.
सर विंडो के
So
बीच
one
में
is-
ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन रहेगा.
All right. So one is the window glass. Okay.
When I go on the bridge wing to take a bearing, I'm also going to look at other sources of interference where all other ships are.
Absolutely right. So once you're taking from the bridge console, then you've got obstructions. Your arc of visibility is limited. You cannot take celestial observations. You can only do terrestrial. If you're going out to the bridge wing, then you're also going to look around. There could be some targets which have not been picked up by radar, but they're actually there. So you'll see them. Any other reason?
But sir, in these new generation ships, the bridge wings are enclosed. So what to do?
Okay, we'll come to that also. Not all ships have bridge wing enclosed. We'll come to that also. What else? Why should we go there? That side. Then you will also have a look at any oncoming traffic from astern, which otherwise you would have missed out. So you look at the traffic coming from astern as well. Once you go outside, there will be some small boats which could not be picked up on the radar, but are actually there. You will see them. And what else?
Sir, there may be some parallax.
Parallax. Okay, refraction, parallax. Here's the glass. Agreed. What else? Your rule 5, lookout, is proper lookout shall be kept by sight and hearing. Okay, so once you're going out of the bridge wing, you are doing hearing as well. But if you're inside, that means you're only keeping by sight. So your rule 5 is contravened. The rule 5 is contravened. Your lookout is not proper. That means you're only keeping a radar watch. You're not keeping a manual watch. So these are the various reasons why you should take on this thing. Okay. Now, whose duty to keep clear? So my duty to keep clear as per rule number 50. So what will I do? I'll give one shot blast and alter course to starboard and pass well clear. PWC for short. One shot blast and alter course to starboard and pass well clear. As per what all rules am I doing this? As per rule number
34A.
34A is my one shot blast, and alter course to starboard is as per rule number 50 and 60. So this is going to be your case number 1. Any doubt in case number 1? Anybody? Now your point number 1, 2 and 3 will become a standard point forever for all cases. ये आपको बोलना ही है हर बारी. Point number 1, 2 and 3. Take series of consecutive visual compass bearing from bridge wing repeater. Determine ROC if ROC is yes. You'll move like this. हमेशा हर केस में. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Anji, any doubts? Anybody has? Please ask. One shot blast and alter course to starboard and pass well clear as per rule number 34 alpha and rule number 15, 16.
Excuse me, sir.
हाँ जी.
सर ये हम आरओसी हम डिटरमाइन करेंगे सर ओपनिंग एंड क्लोजिंग बियरिंग से दूसरे शिप की सर.
That's right. बिल्कुल ठीक. उसी से डिटरमिन होती है। बिल्कुल ठीक, ओपनिंग एंड क्लोजिंग बेयरिंग से उसी से डिटरमिन होती है, और वो भी विजुअल होनी चाहिए, रेडार वाली नहीं होनी चाहिए।